Diecast Norps is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some shit. Viewer and parental discretion is advised. We've grown our week many bound to each and every one of you. I am super happy you're all here with me today, and I'm actually going to go down a path of memory lane and everything, because we have had Transformers Animated for a long while now, and I really wanted to go back to that bit of nostalgia. So I actually went out and I actually bought a friend of mine's kid. I figure that he has actually been looking for a while and everything, because he's actually he's a little kid. He loves like toy garbage trucks and that sort of thing. So I decided to go and get him Transformers Animated Wreck-Gar, and this is kind of like more of an instructional video for his mom more than anything else, you know. But I think this guy is actually great, and I didn't want to get him anything less than a Transformers garbage truck that was actually sturdy and amazing, and I think this guy actually fits into all of it. Now, I really love Transformers Animated for looking exactly like the way they looked on the TV screen, and it's great to have them. I can't wait to review them with you guys. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, please hit the like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Especially subscribe. I'm actually almost to a goal of 1,000 viewers, and I'm actually trying to make it there so that I can actually keep going on and everything like that. But also, I'm actually very close to 500, and that unlocks a couple of things. I feel like I'm actually playing a video game right now and everything, trying to unlock more viewers and everything. But it doesn't cost anything for you but a click, and I'd really appreciate that. Now, I hope I'm on time for this one, because Garbage Day is actually either Wednesday or Thursday, depending where you actually are. So let's take a look at this guy. Welcome to the show. Alright, and now I think I've actually finally finished setting up so I can actually bring you the review of Wreck-Gar here. He is a Transformers Animated series figure, and he is pretty cool and everything. Like, I'm really loving all of these smooth lines all around him and everything. Let's take a closer look into him. You have really got to love Transformers Animated and their dedication to bringing you from screen into toy accuracy. And he is looking pretty great. Like, the way he actually looks, he kind of resembles more of a preschool, like a play school toy than anything else. But he really comes with, like, not really many features or anything like that, but just looking the part of, like, a really fun and playable garbage truck and everything. I wish he actually had garbage truck features. The one thing that he actually does have are these two, I want to say arm lifts here and everything that you can actually put up and down. And there are a couple of levers, like right on either side, where you can actually kind of like pull them back and give it that garbage truck action and everything. They don't work in conjunction with each other. You kind of like have to fiddle around with them, like on each side and everything, you know? So like you could even do like a little bit of like rock'em sock'em action and everything with this guy as you're like punching out Decepticons in car mode and that sort of thing, you know? But he's actually very cool. I'm actually loving like the headlights and the grill and everything. Everything's actually really highly stylized on this, and that's one of the things that actually makes this guy great. If you are looking for an Autobot that rolls really smoothly, that he actually does. I never really play around with the rollability of like all the bots or anything like that, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm really super impressed with how well this guy actually rolls on ground and everything. If you want to take a closer look at him, he actually does come with some visible head syndrome and everything. And that's as far as it actually goes. He is kind of like scrunched up right all in here, and it's actually super compact and everything, and I really like it. The one thing that I actually have to say about this figure itself on my version is that there are a couple of tabs that go right into the grill over here, and they don't really keep as locked in as I'd like it to be. But like as far as playability, really nice. I'm actually really digging this guy. I am going to give you a couple of comparisons. Here goes Wreck-Gar with King Caesar himself, Optimus Primal, with Leader Class Siege, Ultra Magnus, and I really love the way these two actually look together. It's really nice. I love the fact that Ultra Magnus actually scales out to be a lot bigger in truck mode than Voyager class Wreck-Gar here. So it's really cool. A little Voyager Wreck-Gar to Voyager Wreck-Gar action here. So we actually have Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar over here with Animated Wreck-Gar, and they look great together. I love this a lot, actually. And a little bit of animated action here. We're actually having Optimus Prime with Wreck-Gar over here, both Voyager class. And as I said before, Animated was never shy with going into more highly stylized designs, and you gotta love how these two actually look together. They're fantastic. Transforming Wreck-Gar from his highly stylized garbage truck mode into robot mode is actually really simple, and I am going to give that to you right now. First off, we are going to start by, and as I said before, there are some pegs that are supposed to be right in the grill itself. You want to start off by moving these the cab right from the grill itself, and then you'll actually notice that you can actually start taking off half of the robot right over here, or half of the truck. Most of the robot is actually right in here. We're going to start off by bringing these wheels into the inner cab like so. There we are. And then we can extend the legs right over here. Now we're actually going to bring the cab right down here and then turn it all the way over. That way we can actually take out the feet and the heel spurs. There we go, like that. And we're going to disconnect the arms right over here from this arm that's actually supporting the back of the truck here and everything. So we want to do that and then bring that all the way out. Now what we're actually going to do is bring the head up for his head reveal, which is actually very cool. Bring down his arms. There we are. And lastly, we're going to bring this all the way down here. There's a tab that goes right in here, and another a piece right over here that you actually want to plug into this tab right over here. It's not hard, it's kind of cumbersome, but it's not hard. So you just want to make sure that you get everything aligned. And once you actually do that and you secure this piece, and I'm going to try to make it not look hard. There we go. Should get it right there. And once we actually have that, we actually have Wreck-Gar in his super cool robot mode, and we are going to take a close look at this guy. Wreck-Gar is a very cool bot, but don't expect him to join your Junkion ranks yet or anything, you know? He is kind of like more of an animated guy more than anything else, and that's the way he's actually going to stay. You know, one thing about him is that you can actually put him on here, but there's so much junk in his trunk right over here. He's probably gonna, if you actually take off like the kickstands right over here, he's probably gonna like either overpower your Wreck-Gar here and everything, or I guess if you guys actually really wanted to like make him a part of your Junkion team, you can, because he's actually got everything that a Junkion's actually going to need and everything like that, you know? He's got the goatee right over here, and that's actually very cool. His eyes are actually really just dark altogether and everything. I don't think that, oh, he does actually come with some light piping. Let's see if we can actually get that to work. Now, you all know how much of a sucker I am for good light piping, and does he have it? Yeah, he does. Look at this guy. And once you actually flash a light into the back of this little sliver here, and of this little sliver right over here in the back of his head, his light piping actually works nicely. It's really cool, actually. I like that. And I guess if you actually have like a backdrop of the sun and everything like that, you can actually get that working all the time. I really love how stylized he is, though. I love this TV that he actually has for a head right over here. You know, that's actually very cool. It's actually done on this really thin stem for a neck and everything like that, which is actually very animated, you know? I kind of like think that this is actually really nice. I love like how barrel-chested he actually is here and everything. But this grill actually really did make for like a really great animated style chest and everything. That's actually very cool. And everything else about him is actually really nice, smoothly rendered and everything, but very cool. You know, one thing about Wreck-Gar though is that, and I don't know how much you're actually going to notice this on my table over here, because my table is actually more of an art table. So you're actually not really going to notice like this. You're not really going to notice him falling over like as much or anything like that. But he is very back heavy. One solution that I actually have for that is that you'd actually probably have to like just kind of like put his like little garbage truck arms down here or something to get him to stand correctly and everything. You know, aside from that, he's actually very cool. He's got a great articulation. He's got like almost a 360 right over here on the head. If the junk in his trunk wasn't like actually connected over here on his back, and just let me move this for a second so you can actually see this, but since you move it, he actually does have 360 right on his head. So that's one thing that you actually have to worry about and everything like that, is that since he actually has like all of this on the back of him and everything, he's actually gonna like have like a lot of like different issues and everything as far as standing and that sort of thing. But really nice. I love how chunky the plastic is. I love how like hefty the plastic is. He's very cool. He actually has 360 right on his arms. He actually has like an upper bicep swivel. He actually has a bend right over here at his elbow, almost 90 degrees. He can actually even go in and out on this hinge right over here at his shoulder, so that's actually really nice. He has opening and closing fist right over here, so that's actually very cool. Not individual fingers, mind you, but like at least he can open and close his fist. It's nice. He can kick all the way out over here and everything. He could possibly kick all the way out without this tank right over here and everything like that. So, you know, that's actually okay. He actually has thigh rotation right over here, and he's actually got a knee bend right over here, a little dorsiflexion. Not really. He doesn't come with an ankle tilt like all of our later figures or anything, but still really nicely, just really nicely tailored and everything. I really like this guy. One thing he actually does have is he actually has like a little bit of waist pivot right over here, and if this flatbed wasn't in the back or anything, he'd actually have like a little bit more in the way of movement here. So like, it's kind of a shame that they actually have that there and everything. I kind of wish that there was more of a way to compact everything here, but he really still isn't so bad or anything like that. You know, for anyone who actually gets him, for anyone that he actually gets him, he's actually going to be a whole lot of fun. Wreck-Gar does have a weapon, and that, well, a couple of weapons actually. If you actually go into the back of his cab, right, of the back of his trailer right over here, you push this up, and they actually have a couple of blades that are actually right on the inside that you actually have to peg right inside here. So like this one goes right in here, and the other one goes on the ulterior side, and they're very cool. They're actually like made of like a really translucent blade, translucent plastic here. Hold on, just let me get Wreck-Gar here. The blades are made of a really translucent plastic, which is actually really nice. It's actually also got like this paint right over here. I don't really think it's actually going to break as far as like the use and everything like that. But what you can actually do is that you can actually make them blades, like arm blades in his hands right over here. And all you want to do is just peg them to like to a wheel, like so, and peg them over here on the other wheel, like so. And he is, hold on, let's get this in, there we go. And he is pretty much ready for action there, you know what I mean? So like he's great, kind of like the Autobots Wolverine, I guess. It's actually kind of cool. It's actually very cool. If you didn't want to do that, you know, and make them blades or anything like that, there's a secondary deal where he can actually make it a shield. And all you want to do is plug them right into each other like this. And you've actually got a pretty decent shield here. And that's actually really nice also, you know? So like if you actually wanted to like have it with like extending throughout his arm and everything like that to block opposing enemy fire and everything, you can. He's actually good against melee attacks. So having the shield going and everything, you can actually make him kind of like Captain America or something, you know what I mean? And he can actually disrupt laser blast and that sort of thing. So that's actually very cool. It's really nice to have a guy that actually has a multi-use weapon. And the weapons are easily stored right back in his backpack. All you have to do is to slide them back into their pegs and just help them back in there and everything like that. Very gingerly, by the way, because like on mine, it's actually got like kind of like this thing where it's actually kind of like stopping the motion or something, and I don't really know if I want to use shock oil to actually put that in here and everything like that. I don't want it being like super loose or anything like that, you know. I've already like tightened up a lot of joints here and everything, so I know this is actually going to be a great present. So there we go. I'm actually going to give you some size comparisons with this guy. Our first size comparison is with Optimus Primal, Animated Optimus Prime, Voyager Class Ultra Magnus, Leader Class Siege Ultra Magnus, and fellow Junkion Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar. Since cross-continuity is a thing right now, I just kind of felt like I wanted to like put my piece into this whole entire thing. But Wreck-Gar is a really, really fun character. If you decided that Wreck-Gar was actually going to be your thing, I don't think you would actually be I don't think you would actually have like any reason not to get him whatsoever, you know? He is just really great, a fun-looking and fun-feeling toy and everything, you know? And who can actually resist that mustache and everything, that grandness, that grandioseness of the goatee here and everything, you know? Who can resist it? I know I can't. This guy's amazing. I think Wreck-Gar in his original Errol Flynn mode was actually amazing. This guy, however, is actually pretty stupendous also, you know? I really think he's actually great. I might have to go back and get another one for myself and everything, but really, really great. I love this figure. I can't say enough about him. Final thoughts are coming up. Is Transformers Animated Wreck-Gar worth the price of admission? I really think so. Like, it all depends on your own aesthetic for collecting. For me, I'm actually collecting mostly all the chugs and that sort of thing, you know, mostly mostly figures and characters that kind of like wind up being around like the same kind of aesthetic and everything, you know. So for me, maybe not, because but I really do like this guy a lot and everything. I have like maybe a couple of like Transformers animated figures and everything, and they've always wowed me, always. This guy is no less wowing me and everything, but I'm still trying to figure out if I want one of my own. And you know, truth to say, I may come back and get another one and everything, because like Transformers Animated is always like an interesting element to me. Right now, I think I'm actually looking for a Jazz and probably a Prowl and everything, because that guy was amazing also. But Wreck-Gar is actually fun. He's fantastic. If I wasn't giving him as a gift, he might be in my collection, but he's great. I really love him a lot, and I think he's actually worth your time. If he isn't, let me know, actually. Let me know what you actually think about him in the comments and everything. I know a few of you out there might have him and everything, so I'm actually dying to know what you think. Anyway, that's Wreck-Gar. He's great. I think he's actually worth it. And that's really it. I really want to thank you all out there for joining me once again. Remember two things. Remember, the most gangster thing in the world is to be kind to each other. Make sure you're kind to yourselves and everyone around you, because kindness is actually in short supply. Also, remember, I'll always be back, because when thieves stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. You know, I really do think I'm going to have to get another one of these for myself, you know? Anyway, thanks again for joining me. I'll definitely talk to you soon.